prayer will not change what obedience will have covered. Okay, so to use my example, I've just come off a 2-month fast. Okay, it was rough and I was very excited that it was finishing. Okay, so on Saturday, I spent a lot of time praying, saying, Lord, please, as this fast finishes, let me be able to eat and just enjoy myself and let my stomach work with me. Needless to say, it's been a very painful week. Okay. But here's the thing, right, is like, there are things that God asks of us. There are laws of nature. There are things that the way the world works. And we don't listen, or we don't act in obedience to those things. And then what we do is we pray and we say, okay, God, please help us out. Okay. So I understand. Romans says God will have mercy on whom he chooses to have mercy on. Okay. And that means that sometimes, even though I didn't put my seatbelt on in the car and I was driving fast and I got in an accident, God will choose to have mercy on me and still save my life. Okay. But it also means that sometimes I won't put my seatbelt on, get in an accident, and I will die. Okay. Like me, knowing that at least for a week, guys, I should have eaten soup. Okay, for those that are like, wait, what's going on here? So at least for a week, I should have eaten soup. But I did not. I did not ease my stomach into it at all. I was just like, the grub is here, let us enjoy. And even with all those prayers, like, it's been a tough week. My digestive system is not happy with me right now. Okay. And the laws of nature mean this should be the result, right? So if this didn't happen now, it would have been one of those moments where God would have just chosen to have mercy on me, okay? He did not. I cannot now stand and blame him for it and be like, homie, like, where were you? Why weren't you here? Where you at? Type thing. So to get back to the point, guys, as sons of God, okay, we are led by the Spirit. It's an honor for us. It's part of the fear of the Lord that we carry, that we yield our submission into his obedience. You know what I mean? There's so many things that we can get from obedience that prayer will not necessarily give us. Like, if you want to lose weight, you need to exercise. You know what I mean? You can't wake up every morning and pray and then stand and be angry at God and be like, Lord, you don't answer prayer because you didn't help me lose weight. But you didn't want to exercise. Some people are just skinny by nature. It's really annoying. But that's how it goes, So, when you look at like how you live your life, what some of the things are that you do and the consequences that you face of those things, I think the word consequence has become such a trigger word, I want to say, almost, in culture today. But consequences it's good and it's bad. You know what I mean? So the consequence of the life, our moment to moment, is basically us just living out our consequences, right? Because the decision I made this morning to get dressed like this means right now I am hot. Okay, that is a consequence of the decision that I made this morning. So when you look at what it is that God is asking of you, when you look at how he's asking you to live, when you look at what laws he has put in nature, in the creation of the earth, when we look at how we as human beings have chosen to live our lives out on this earth, there are certain things where if you don't obey, the consequence will be detrimental. If you don't obey, the consequence is hurt, the consequence is pain, the consequence is whatever it may be. You know what I mean? So the caution is to say, hey, don't try and take prayer and use prayer to cover what obedience covers, because if I'm obedient to the rules of the road, so like, I don't stop at every stop sign, I'm just gonna put it out there. If I stop at every stop sign, I will be driving safe. If I put on my seatbelt every time I get in the car, I will be driving safe. It doesn't mean I can't get in an accident, at a stop sign when I've stopped, or with my seatbelt on, or those things. But there are certain things where we take prayer and we try to use prayer to, the honest word is, manipulate God, when actually all he's saying is, hey, yo, if you obeyed me in this area, you would have been fine. Like, you would have been good. So I will say it again. Prayer is not meant to cover what obedience covers. Like, obedience covers certain things. So let's just suck it up. Yeah, get over ourselves, or lay down our egos, submit, yield, whatever the word is that you want to use, but let's give into obedience from what God has asked us to do, and then use prayer just to cover those situations. And by all means, whatever the situation, you are always, we are invited, right, to always cry out to Jesus and say, Lord, look, this is my petition, this is my request. As long as we remember that God chooses to have mercy on whom he will have mercy. And that, unfortunately, is not up to us, right? So have a good weekend. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you on the flip side.